Hey everybody, welcome back to the Midnight Paint and Body channel. In this video I'm going to show you guys how to replace lower fenders on a 1994 to 2002 Dodge truck. Alright, so like I said in the intro there guys, we're going to be putting lower fenders on this truck. Now this is a good alternative sometimes on these where often they do need a whole fender. This is a really solid truck. The rest of it's in good shape, so we're just going to do the lowers. And if you've ever worked on one of these, you know these fenders are not easy to change. They're not a simple bolt-on. The fender itself is actually welded to the apron all the way around. So you have to unbolt the entire apron. Everything from under the hood has to be unbolted that's bolted to it. And then take it off, and then you've got to drill out all of these spot welds all the way around that lip, fit the new fender to the apron, redo all the spot welds, paint the inners, and then put it back on the truck. So they are a really big job to do. So you know, sometimes this is just a better way to go. So before we get started, I do need to take the door off. I've already gone ahead. I've taken out the liner and the headlights and a bunch of other stuff there to get prepped. I'm going to be doing a complete paint job on this truck, but I just thought I would show you these key parts. So I'm going to get the door off and we'll get cutting. Okay, so the door's off. So what I like to do with these next, I'll just kind of line them up to the panel and just draw kind of a rough outline of it. Now we're not cutting on that line. I'm doing that to make sure I stay below it. Probably what I'll do is cut small to start, and then once we have this panel fitted, I'll cut through this panel and the fender, so I've got that nice fine gap there so I can butt weld it without having an overlap. If you're new at doing body work and you're not comfortable doing that, you can leave a bit of overlap, leave a 1/2 inch of metal and overlap this panel onto it to give you a backing to weld to. I prefer to do the butt weld, it's a lot cleaner, but the other way works too. So I'm going to start roughly trimming this out and then we'll start fitting the panel. So I'm going to continue on with fitting that up a bit. You can see this still needs to come in a bit, but you can see how much is rusted out there. So I am going to have to make a piece for that. So I won't bore you with that. That's just a basic little chunk of metal I'm going to burn in there, but we will come back for a look in a minute. Hey everyone, I'm back. It's actually the next day. Yesterday kind of got away from me. So I figured I'd just kind of show you guys where we're at here. So I did just cut out a piece of that fender apron and put a piece in because it had a, like you saw, had a rust hole there. So I've kind of loosely fitted up this panel now. They're kind of a tight fit. These don't fit very well, but they definitely take a little bit of messing around. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just kind of put it in place. I need to punch a few holes for the spot welds down that lip. I'll put just a couple of small tack welds on it, get that bolt in the bottom to line it up. And then the crappy part is we need to put the door back on to ensure the door to fender gap is correct. So I'm going to do that. I am not going to film that because it's not very graceful. One guy hanging a big heavy ass Dodge door by himself. And I don't want to show all my secrets. So anyway, I'm going to tack that in place and then we'll have another look. So I'm going to go ahead and get some weld-through primer on here because if everything fits well, then this won't have to come back off. Had to get a little creative with my clamp there to get it lined up. Okay, so there's the door back on. So our gap looks good. Yeah, looks nice and even. So I am going to finish welding up the outside bits that we can get to. The door will come back off and we'll do some spot welds along that inner, and then I'll bring you guys back in for a look. So there was some 90s Dodge paint removal for you. That's a bad thing about these old trucks. This one's going to have to be stripped down the metal, the whole truck, so it's a fairly big job that way. But there's the one fender patch welded in for you guys. So I've just stripped off that black E-coat, the Electrocoat primer that's put on the factory. It's not the best. I mean, it's okay, but I like to strip it off and put good epoxy primer on, so I know it's going to last. So, you know, not a big thing, but I just thought since I was doing this might help someone else out that wants to tackle this job. Because as we know, these old Dodge trucks seem to be growing in popularity all the time. It's an odd phenomenon. I know my generation, the only people that drove these old Dodge trucks were, you know, those cowboy guys, or, you know, that weird kid that drove his grandpa's truck once in a while. But anyway, so there she is. Let me know if that helps you out. I do appreciate you watching, and I do hope it helps you to tackle your own projects. You know, if you got a welder and a few basic tools, you can typically do these kind of jobs at home. So, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. It helps me keep this stuff coming. And as always, if there's anything auto body related you would like to see, I'll do my best to make a video and bring it to you. As I said, I'm doing a complete paint job on this truck, so I'm going to be putting wheel arch patches in as well. So if anyone would like a how-to on that, let me know. Maybe I can make a video when I get to that part. All right. Again, thanks for watching. Hope to see you on the next video.